Hi everyone, this is Matt Curfman from Richmond Brothers here with Matt's Minutes, and I've got two buddies with me. One, this is Oliver, and Oliver is so excited about economic updates and tax forms, and he is excited about spring in general. He's about 12 weeks old. I've had a lot of questions on how he's doing and how he is interacting with Parker, the golden doodle behind me. We may hear a little barking in the video, but I wanted him to be able to say hi to everyone because we've gotten so many emails and questions. So he's doing well. He's about 12 weeks old. Thanks for asking. So with that in mind, I want to do four things today. I want to talk about market perspective, benchmark, stocks and bonds, just over the last couple of years and first quarter. I want to talk about economic updates, and then I want to talk about K-1 tax documents, and then an upcoming event for those of you that are local in the area. If you're not, we're going to also live stream it, so you'll have access to it too. All right, so with that, I'm going to jump in. So I pulled together, and some of you have seen versions of this, but this is the last 2 years and 3 months. So all of 22, all of 23, first 3 months of 24. Broad level benchmarks, S&P, Dow, NASDAQ, and then Bloomberg, which represents corporate bonds. So you can see the downward trend in 22. That's when the Fed raised rates dramatically. You can see kind of sideways and a little bit of recovery in 23, just looking at the benchmarks. And then right here in the top right hand, you see the benchmarks just getting above flatline. That's 27 months later. So that's what we're seeing in the environment. Down here in pink, that is the Bloomberg corporate U.S. bonds. So bonds are still negative, we suspect, because the Federal Reserve has not reverted course, meaning they haven't started to lower rates. They raised dramatically, they've stayed high, and they eventually may lower them down. But just want to give you that perspective. So this first quarter, there's been a couple of good things. There has been, what are the reasons? So you have high interest rates that the Fed has not lowered yet. You have inflation is cooling off from its high. I do realize there's still higher prices in food and especially like grocery store and restaurants, but it's overall coming down from its peak, which is why the Federal Reserve is not raising rates. Unemployment's low, corporate earnings are strong, and then you throw in a presidential election year, and you may recall, I've said this before, but people care about elections, markets don't so much. 83% of the time in a market or a presidential election year, markets have had a positive outcome for the S&P. So there feels like there could be some tailwinds. Now, markets never grow in a straight line, so I suspect we'll have hiccups throughout the year. But in general, if you shut your eyes through most of the year and you say, where did the market end December 31st? I think we'll stay. Our aim is probably to be in a positive. So those of you who are using the smoother ride strategies, you're starting to see some benefits there. But remember, we have safety nets. Those of you who are not using smoother ride in your Fidelity accounts but still have interest, your advisory team will be talking to you a lot about that this next quarter and this next year. We want to be able to have the ability to have growth if markets keep continuing, but we also want to have some safety nets because there's still a lot of risk out there and uncertainty. So with that in mind, the other piece right around this time is tax documents, K-1s. K-1s have been released to us as of 5 o'clock on April 1st. We are turning around those as fast as possible to get out secure email to you. We're focusing first on non-qualified. Those are the ones that you actually need to file your taxes if you own a K-1 asset outside of an IRA. Inside of your IRA, we'll get those out to you by the end of the week. And the reason those can come secondary is it does not appear you'll need any of those to file your personal taxes. Just like in previous years, we'll include the link from Fidelity that talks about UBTI, unrelated business taxable income, and 990T. If you had an IRA asset and in that IRA you had an investment that issued a K-1, and if that K-1 created a reason for you to file a tax, your IRA or retirement account files on behalf. It's not your personal tax return. So we'll include a Fidelity link when we send that out, but your individual, joint, or trust owned, and you have a K-1 asset, you need those to file. Those are coming out. Last but not least, on Wednesday, May 15th, so coming up this spring, we've had a lot of interest in additional educational events for clients. So we're going to host a large client event. You're also welcome to bring friends who would be of or around RMD, required minimum distribution age. That is going to be the topic. It's going to be all educational. Everything you maybe never wanted to know about RMDs, that's our acronym, including how to use QCDs, qualified charitable distributions, and what are the benefits to you and impacts on your taxes, what also happens for inherited accounts. And so should be between 30 and 45 minutes with a little Q&A, but educational only, and you're certainly welcome to bring friends who are in a similar category where that could impact them. that is it for this video. Thank you so much for checking in. We hope you have a great start to spring, and I and our team are grateful to have the opportunity to work for you, including, oh, this guy, oh, wrong shoulder, Parker, and then little Oliver down below you saw. Appreciate having the opportunity to work for you.